Hi. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Embodying Light and Integrating all the roles you play out to become one. So it should be an interesting journey tonight. We are going to, as always, do energy clearings and activations and really just help you to reset who you are so that you can just move forward as one brilliant, magnificent person and just laser a more brilliant path forward, right? So I look forward to being your guide and journeying with you as we unlock what it means to embody light, what it means to play out many roles in our lives, because we do, right? We play out the prostitute, the entrepreneur, the lover, the mother, the sister, the brother, the father, the thief, the teacher, the wise one, the peaceful one, the rebellious one, the crazy wild one. We play out all these different roles in our life and in our world to start to understand what light really is and how we can find in each of those roles the magic, the beauty, the high frequencies and the wisdoms to start to pull together as a beautiful tapestry, right? A tapestry of our own beautiful soul so that we can move forward. So all the roles that you've played out in your life are valid, right? And we're going to recognize them, we're going to honor them, and we're going to integrate them so that you can become one. And, you know, it's all about becoming more and more embodied, right? More and more embodied to be you, more and more embodied in your soul so that you can think, feel, know, and act from all of who you are. And I'm very much all about being more present, right? Being more of you and being more present so that you can impact and influence lives. So that is what we are going to be unraveling and unlocking tonight. Let's see how the journey takes us. And let's go from there. So I would love to know where you are in the world. So please write into the chat so I can, you know, see where you're from, because we get people from all over the world joining and connecting. And it's nice to feel, you know, the little grid circuit that we can create, you know, all together as amazing people that we are. So yeah, please write into the chat where you're from in the world. I'd love to know, and we would all love to know. So yeah, I'm in London, but I'm originally from Australia. But yeah, for those that don't know me, my name is Bunny Silverton. I'm an energy healer. I am an energy worker. I am a what else do I do? I do all sorts of wonderful things. I do amazing certifications, coaching certifications, women's workshops, and yeah, retreats, you name it. I love doing it. So I love being your guide, and I love being your I don't know, someone that I can guide you through the universe to find more of who you are. So yeah, let's dive into this. Okay, cool. All right. So let's do this, right? Let's do this. So what I understand is that we play out many single different roles, okay? We play out roles that are kind of, you know, we play out roles to keep ourselves safe. We play out roles to kind of honor relationships or obligations or traditions. We know we play out different roles in order to have success. We play out different roles in order to get validated, in order for someone to like us. We play out roles in order to be accepted. We play out roles in order to kind of, you know, manipulate and get what we want. And so we play out all these different roles in our lives from the moment we were born up until today in order to kind of progress somehow. Now, sometimes the roles we play out are a little bit funky, and we've been taught wrong roles or unhealthy roles due to, you know, watching examples of parents or family members or partners or whatever. You know, if our partner's the abuser, then we might have to play out the victim in order to keep, you know, the relationship going. It doesn't mean the roles that we all play out are healthy. And sometimes we play out these roles and we don't even know that we're playing them out, right? We just think, this is the way we have to be in order to make things function, in order for there to be love, in order for there to be success. And so what I'm wanting to explore is, you know, each of these roles that you've gone through, you've learned from, right? Even if they are being the victim or the prostitute or the thief or the murderer or whatever, in those extreme dark negative situations, there'll be something that you've learned from it, some strength, some energy that you've needed to use to get through your life, that you've needed to use to master your life. And so I'm fascinated by exploring all the different roles that you've played out, right? All the different roles you've played out. And then, how the light that you've gathered from those roles, you can weave back into your body to create embodiment. So this is what I would love to unpack. So I just kind of want you to explore the types of roles that you've played out. Like if you could just think of the top 5 roles that you've played out in your life, write them into the chat if you can, because it's always good to know where everyone is at. And we can go from there, right? So what are the roles that you've been playing out? Some of us play out the role of mother, caretaker, all of those things, right? And some of us, play the friend or the victim. So just think of the top 5 roles you play out, and we can explore, right? We can explore. So I know I definitely play out mother. I definitely play out teacher. I definitely play out, there is a part of me that is the lover. I love being, connecting. I love experiencing life through my senses and sensuality. I love experiencing, the beauty of life, and having that as embodiment. So that's definitely something I play out. I definitely play out the rebel. The rebel inside of me is like, it's a wonderful part of me, but it's also a very highly destructive part of me. It can sometimes, for no reason at all, it will break things, it will destroy things, it will, burst down structures, it will make me move from one side of the world to the other. It's a very strong part of me. And oftentimes when I'm trying to progress in my life, the rebel part of me flares up and like battles with me as I'm even progressing. So it even has a little bit of sabotage in it, my rebel energy, self-sabotage in that fiery part. So I am aware of it, but there's I haven't quite fully evolved that role within me yet to fully harness the power of it. Okay, so I've definitely got that part within me. And, I'm sure there are other parts. There's definitely the priestess and the oracle and the channel as well. So, it's really important to have a look at the top 5, and we play many roles out. Even if I look at my young 20s, the types of roles I played out in my 20s, the types of roles I played out in my 30s and 40s, they've all changed and progressed because what I wanted from life was different, like how I needed to make life work for me, or in a relationship maybe I wanted something and I manipulated it. We play out, or the temptress, or so we can evolve the roles that we play out, but it's really important that we understand the top 5, just so that we can gather the energy from those top 5 when we do the energy clearing, because I want to kind of integrate those roles so that you can become one. Because at the end of the day, we can't have our energy darting here and darting there. And yes, we can go on like, we have to put on this hat and that hat. And now I'm the mom, now I'm the oracle, now rebellion part of me is coming up. Yes, of course we do that. But what I'm more fascinated by is how can we integrate all those parts of you so that you become one powerful force? If I was to be mother, lover, oracle, and rebellious and rebel all at once, how much more power and dynamic energy and force would I have to laser a path forward? So I want to take those 5 roles that you are identifying. So please identify it. Please put it into the chat, the top 5 roles you play out. It could be wife, it could be, I don't know, teacher, it could be servant, it could be, the victim, it could be the abuser, right? Maybe you're an abuser. Like, get clear about the roles you play out. Maybe there's part of you that's quite dominating, right? Get clear, right? So let's have a look at those top 5 roles that you play out. We're going to gather the power of those top 5 roles and the energy of those top 5 roles so that you can start to integrate it and embody it as one powerful force that you can move forward with. And from there, we're going to use that energy as light, your unique soul light, and we're going to help you to embody it into your body so that you can be more present with who you are. So this is the plan for tonight, right? Let's see how we go, but this is the plan. So what do we have? We have Miriam has mother, daughter, the good girl, the rebel, the wild one. Kelsey has mother, teacher, seer, healer, people pleaser. Rosalind has mum for my sisters, brother, carer, daughter, and wife, So again, have a look at these roles that you're playing, get super clear about them. If you haven't written into the chat, I know because it's quite personal, right? I want you to be very clear about what these 5 roles are. Write it down. Write it down. Write it down. Write it down. So yeah, so that you're super, super clear, because we will be going through it all. Okay, so this is what I want you to do. Each of those roles that you have been playing out, they have amazing power within them. Your soul would not have chosen to each role has its learning lessons. Each role has its virtues that it learns. Each role has its ability to command the environment in a certain way. Each of those roles has an ability to influence the environment in a certain way. So each of those roles that you play out, they have a lot of power inside of them. And so what's interesting is if you find and you harness the power of them. So this is how we're going to do it. I'm kind of going to do like an energy clearing and what am I doing? I'm doing an energy clearing and I'm going to talk through it, right? So I'll give you some alignments as we talk through it. So so what I'd like you to do is find the first role that you play out. So choose the first role that is like the most important one, the one that you're playing out a lot. So definitely for me, that role is probably teacher. I play the teacher role out more than any of my other roles. It comes through in my work. It comes through when I'm mothering my daughter. It comes through when I'm improving relationships. It comes through when I'm trying to motivate myself. So definitely for me, the teacher is probably the number one kind of role that I play out. So I want you to tap into the number one role you play out, and I want you to find the power in that role, right? Even if it is a negative role, like being the victim, there's some power in it that you're getting. Otherwise, you wouldn't be holding on to it, right? There's somewhere that you're using that role to impact and influence the environment that you're in, right? So I want you to tune into that first role, the major role, and find the power. Find the power. Like it might feel like, like for me, the teacher energy, and feel where it comes through in your body. Teacher energy comes through my head down, opens up my throat, and it makes me feel very grounded and centered and strong within my own system, right? So I know that's the teacher's role. I can feel it vibrating through me. So think of your number one role. If you can write it into the chat, that's great. If not, that's okay. Think of your number one role and where that energy, that power of that number one role is within your own being, and lock it in. So you're going to lock that in, lock it in. Right? And you're going to lock it in, and you're going to click your fingers all around you as you lock it in. And you're going to feel the power of that role moving through you. Good. Okay, so number 2, you're going to go tune into the second role that you play out. Okay. The second role I definitely play out is probably the Oracle and Priestess. Definitely play that out quite a lot. Like it infuses pretty much everything I do. I might not present it often, but it's there behind the scenes in everything I do. Everything I do has the Priestess Oracle energy, which is always trying to navigate things towards the light, right? I've been like that pretty much since I was a child, right? There is this part of me, call it religious, call it spiritual, call it, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. But there is this part of me that likes to navigate things through the light, to the light, right? Whether that's relationships or my work or who I am, my daily routine, wants to navigate things towards the light. So that priestess part of me, I can feel it, right? I can feel it down my spine. I can feel it opening up through my being. And I can definitely feel my crown chakra really opening up with it. And I can feel the light that the priestess brings to me and brings to my life. So I want you to tune into the second role that you're playing out and really feel the power of it, right? Feel the power of it and feel where it sits inside your body. Notice that. Really, really notice that. And even, like I said, some of the negative roles will have power points in it, will have power in it, right? So I want you to find the power of it. Good. And I want you to feel the first role and the second role empowering you. Those two roles, that energy waking you up, shining through your being and your system. Okay. All right, third role, right? Think of your third role, wherever that third role is. So my third role is definitely rebel. There's this part of me that's very rebel, wild one, doesn't care, will do what I like. And if I'm told no, I'm going to go do it anyways, right? So when I feel the rebel energy within me, it feels like this dancing fire that is like ready to burn through things, ready to protect me, ready to like, wake things up, enliven the situation, right? I can feel that fiery energy dancing through me and dancing around me. And that's the rebel role I play. So I want you to tune into the third role that you have. Find the power of it and let it present itself in your being. I want you to embody that power, right? Embodiment happens when we notice where that consciousness is actually waking up parts of our being in our body, right? So really feel the third energy. Amazing. Cool. So you'll have the first, and you'll have the second, and you'll have the third part of you all kind of waking up, flaring up, right? Okay, so fourth role, the fourth role you play out, really think about it. And I want you to find the power of it. Where does it feel? Where does the power of the fourth role, what is the power of the fourth role? I want you to feel into it. And I want you to let it shine through your being and your system. But feel the power of the fourth role. So for me, the fourth role is the lover, right? Is the part of me which is, and I can feel it all through my body, like my lips, my ears, my skin. I can feel it, and it kind of wants to connect and experience and explore and kind of, open myself up to, connectivity. Like it's wanting to connect, and it's got this beautiful, silky, slippery kind of energy through me, but it wants to connect. It's curious. It's got a passion to it. So that's the sensuality and the lover energy there that is definitely super present. So feel into the power of your fourth role. Beautiful. And then feel all the fourth roles kind of working together, right? Lighting you up, feel it all embodying you. You might feel opening up of your chakras and things like that. Good. Okay, last one, fifth role. Think of the fifth role that you play out, and I want you to find the power of that fifth role. So feel it, feel it, feel it, feel it. Whatever that fifth role is, find the power, feel the power. So for me, it's mother, right? And that mother energy, I can feel it in my womb. I can feel it in my breasts. I feel very grounded with it, actually. I feel very like grounded presence and weirdly in command. Like it's got a very earthy kind of grounded presence, this mother role I play out. And it feels like it's got an energy that never gives up, it never stops. So it's this very strong, stable, grounded force that I can feel the power of it. And I want you now to really feel the energy of all those five roles, the power of all those five roles vibrating with you simultaneously, right? So let all those five roles, the power that you've experienced, the way that you're embodying it, and let it infuse and integrate through your whole system. And just let it all wake up. I want you to just let it all, so that all the roles, the power of all the roles, are working together as a team. So let's just recode them all, how to work together as a team. How to work together as one vibrant force. So that I can be mother, lover, priestess, rebel, and teacher all at once. So I want you to say out loud the five roles that you're playing out, and just I know what it is for all of them to integrate. I know what it is for mother, oracle, priestess, lover, rebel, teacher, to become one energy. I want you to say it out loud and let all those 5 PowerPoints, those 5 energies, those 5 archetypes, those 5 roles integrate to become one extraordinary force inside your system. Beautiful, right? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let it all integrate. It's so powerful, right? You might feel your solar plexus getting stronger. You might feel your heart getting stronger. You might feel yourself becoming more grounded, right? You might feel yourself becoming taller. Maybe your spine becomes stronger as these 5 powers integrate as one power. So I want you to let them, all 5 roles integrate to become one force of energy inside of you. And I want you to be super present with this one force. And I want you to accept yourself as one force of energy, right? I'm being shown that too often we're used to fracturing ourselves. We're used to diminishing ourselves. We're used to being, all right, we can only be like this, right? For this role or whatever. But I want you to feel the power of being those 5 energies at once. And I want you to accept yourself as that, right? As that one greater force of energy. And I want you to feel yourself going where you would normally go into that role. So if I was mother and I normally go into the role of looking after my daughter, I want you to now visualize what it feels like to go to that one role, say mother looking after daughter, as those 5 energies. Okay. If I'm teacher, right, to my students, I want to feel what it feels like, instead of just being the role of the teacher, what it feels like to come in and be those 5 energies to teach, right? So I want you to, first of all, really, really integrate that oneness. Go to the first role that you chose and turn up in that first role as those 5 energies, right? As one powerful force in that role. And just feel what shifts and changes, right? So I know if I turn up as one force as mother, right, my daughter is going to get a much more powerful woman to show her the world, right, which is going to be amazing for her. She's going to find a much more grounded, centered, exciting, curious mother that is there to embrace her in a whole different way. It means if I come with that one force of energy to my daughter, she's going to then wake up those parts within her instead of just that one role. She gets to then resonate with me on those 5 deeper levels, which actually helps her to grow and evolve more, right? So yeah, witness yourself going into the first role as one integrated one energy. Witness yourself going into the second role as that one integrated powerful energy. Go into the second role. Feel what it feels like to be one energy in that particular role. Beautiful. Now go into the third role that you decided upon and go in as that one energy. I think the third role I said was the rebellious one. If I've got all these 5 energies integrated as one and I go in to be rebellious, I'm much more grounded. I'm much more focused. I'm much more hyper aware of why I'm having to rebel, because I've got a greater purpose, right? If I go in as those 5 energies into those places where I normally would have gone in as the rebellious one, right? And we go into the 4th role, right? Whatever that 4th role was, and be that one powerful force. And then go into the 5th role you chose as that one powerful force. And then as you do that, something interesting happens. The part of you that has to split yourself or play these different roles in order to succeed dissipates, and you just turn up in your life more often as your embodied, authentic self. You turn up in life more often as your integrated, embodied, authentic self, right? So if you can just drop away now all these different roles you've been playing and choose to turn up in life as one integrated, embodied self, how does that change your relationship to your life, right? How does that change your relationship to money? How does that change your relationship, to your relationships or to your work or to your friends or to how you go and exercise, right? If I turn up as this integrated, embodied part, which integrates all my PowerPoints, and I go and exercise, just as a little basic example, I'm going to go in there with a lot more power, pizzazz, excitement, joy. I'll probably train for a little bit more, or I'll just have a much more better time because I've turned up as all of who I am. So I invite you to turn up as all of who you are in more and more and more. Don't don't diminish yourself. Don't fracture yourself. Don't separate yourself. Don't put one point forward and then hold the rest of you back. Don't put on a mask and pretend to be something else. The invitation is to keep turning up into every single situation as a fully integrated and embodied, powerful being, right? And so every single role that you've experienced or played out has power in it. And when you recognize the power of all the roles you've played out and you integrate it as one force, you're going to discover yourself in a whole new way. Okay, you'll discover yourself in a whole new way. Now, what we've done, right? What we've done is we have just done 5 roles, right? But you've played out 10s, 20s, 30s, 40s, maybe even 100 different roles in your life. And so I invite you to go and explore the power within each of those roles and the light that it gives you, right? Because that power is a light. That power is something that you need to light yourself up and light your life up with. So you're embodying that power of those roles as a light within you to strengthen your system. So I really invite you to go and explore all the roles. Like if you're someone who journals, go and do a day of journaling and look at all the different roles you've played out, explore the power that it's given you, and integrate it as an extraordinary light, as one force of energy to help you move and become one amazing being, because you need to exist as one amazing being, right? That's the aim of the game. That is the aim of the game. So I think that's it. I just feel like that's all I needed to do tonight. So yeah, integrate, right? Integrate, be one amazing, powerful being and turn up in life as that one energy more and more often and see the magic that happens, right? See the magic that happens. So if you have any questions, I'm very happy to answer questions that you can write into the chat if you have any questions. And what else can I tell you? I've got some channeling work coming up this month, and we've got the Wild Women's free online festival thing on the 21st of December as well, so that's happening. And I have my daughter's Christmas play coming up, so that should be fun. But yeah, if you have any questions, write them into the chat. And yeah, it was a bit of a shorter one, but I think we got the point, right? The point was you have to integrate your roles that you play out, find the power and find the lights inside of it, because it's going to laser you forward in so many more extraordinary ways. So yeah, let me just check, this is all StreamYard stuff, right? I'll just check Facebook as well, because I don't sometimes know how it works. Okay, no, it's not working. I don't know how to do it. Anyway, gorgeous people. What have we got going on here? Christina, what power can there be to a victim role? Yeah, really good question. So let's go and find the power of the victim role. So the power of the victim role is they can be the chameleon, right? They can be the chameleon and do what everyone else says. And so the chameleon energy can have a power in your life when you're needing to kind of be accepted in certain situations. The victim role can also be the part within you that has to find your own self-worth and stop getting validation from other people, or stop kind of, believing when someone else puts you down, right? So It might be the part where the victim then switches into going, I'm the only one that can believe in myself. I'm the only one that's going to. And so that switch from the victim to self-belief can be a really big, powerful point. So you can find also, and we play out the victim role for many, many different reasons, right? So again, you know, it's how you're finding yourself at the end of the day. So how are you finding yourself through the victim role? Maybe that's a better way of asking that question. So I would explore that. Rosalind is saying shorter is better than nothing. Yeah, so true. Okay, Mimi saying, if you no longer want to play a role such as victim, what do you recommend? Integrate the power of it, right? Integrate why you're still needing to play it out. Integrate the benefits that you're playing out in it, right? The reason we keep playing out things that we know we shouldn't be playing out is because we're getting some secondary gain out of it. We're getting some benefit from it, right? And so we have to explore what that is. Otherwise, we keep playing it out because it's easier. Maybe it's easier to play the victim. Maybe you get some weird attention playing the victim. Maybe it means if you're the victim, you no longer have to kind of progress in your life, right? So sometimes we have to understand what we're getting out of that role. And so if you can locate the power that that role is giving you and integrate that power, then you can let go of the role, right? Because you're integrating that the positive aspect that can now move you forward. So I hope that makes sense, Mimi. Yeah. Beautiful. Okay, cool. Alrighty, gorgeous people. Well, you have some homework. I hope you find the power in it. If I don't see you, have an amazing Christmas. Enjoy, whatever Christmas brings to you, the family times, the connections, the celebrations, the festivity, right? And just learn to become one integrated self. So sending you lots of love, and I see you somewhere around, right? Bye.